We sit now with your 5th Grammy nomination, am I correct?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Pretty crazy. We were just talking about it actually yesterday. Me and my manager were flying out to Florida to play a show last night. And I didn't realize it had been 5 nominations already. I was pretty shocked about it. So it's pretty crazy.
Tell me about this project, There Was Jesus, and to be nominated with, of all people, the legendary Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I mean, this is a special song for me. I mean, this is very much my story. If I think back to the last 20 years that it took me to get to where I'm at in my life, and even if I go back further than that, back to my childhood, and I think about, all these moments that I missed in my life. Now that I can look back and see that God was in the middle of every one of them, working out the details. I think it's just a special song, and it was really cool how it came about. I wrote the song with a couple other people, and when we got the demo back, I heard this girl's voice on it that just reminded me of Dolly Parton's, and she was just singing a background vocal. And I said, well, it'd be really cool if we could get, Dolly Parton to really sing on this. And everybody kind of laughed, like that, big chance, trying to get on the song. But we tracked down her management, and she agreed to listen to the song. And the day that I met her, she told me she didn't even make it to the chorus, and she knew it was special, and she wanted to be part of it. And she's just been a champion from day one for this song. I mean, she came in and probably worked 3 or 4 hours on her vocal part, and could have easily just kind of mailed it in, and I would have been completely happy with all of that. But she wanted to get it right, and I mean, she knew when she nailed it, like that was the take. And I think it's just special. And then I found out earlier this week that it's Dolly's 50th Grammy nomination, and I was like, what a cool, just cool to be in this with her for this song. I was just a special song.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Watching the music video and hearing that this is your story, and I know, something on a bus was a powerful moment in your story. To see you driving the bus. Was that intentional?
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, that was kind of, a little bit behind that, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Before we move on there, I also want to talk about your latest song, Less Like Me.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What drove that particular single?
I mean, that was, I think for myself, I think a lot of times, I know for myself as a Christian artist, I kind of can beat myself up trying to feel like I have to be kind of on a pedestal 24/7. And, for a lot of people that, are on the outside looking in, they probably think, we have our lives together and everything's perfect. And I just wanted a song that felt real to people, and to let them know that, I struggle probably more than most. And I have my days where I get it right, but I have probably more days that I get it wrong. And, my goal every day, though, is to be more like Jesus. And I just wanted something that kind of made us all stop and think about, maybe we see somebody struggling, and we could turn our head and walk on by, but what could our day be like different if we stopped and helped that person, or did something kind of like what Jesus would do? And so I thought, moving into this new year, when everybody was making resolutions and things that they wanted to be like, I thought, what better to be like than more like Jesus? And so, that was kind of it. And the video was just a fun video of us kind of picking up strangers on our way to a revival and just having kind of a big party on the bus. And it was a lot of fun.
I love it. And I think it's rather timely in light of the year that we have overcome, and even the way we're beginning this year. What's life been like for Zach Williams this last year?
Well, last year I spent a lot of time at home with my family. Obviously, we came off the road in March and really didn't play much music until later in the year. We were fortunate enough to get to go out and play some drive-in theater shows, but there was about a 7-month period there where I spent a lot of time putting puzzles together and playing games with my kids and watching movies. And then we had some friends that we spent a lot of time at the lake with this summer. So it was honestly kind of a nice change just to kind of get back and connect with the wife and kids after being on the road for the last few years. But I think everybody is ready to get back out and see our fans and play some music.
Speaking of, I mean, you talk about the drive-in tours. How did that idea come? I mean, because people are struggling to be able to figure out, how can I see my favorite artists and go to a concert?
Well, we have a promoter that we've worked with on some of our shows in the past, and he just kind of came up with this idea and started reaching out to drive-in theaters across the U.S. And I didn't realize that there are over 500 drive-in theaters across the country. And
wow,
just kind of, and they're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we're playing shows in places that, a lot of times we wouldn't probably get a chance to play shows, but I think that's kind of what makes it cool is people that normally would have to drive an hour, 2 hours to come see a show at an arena or a theater or something, are getting to see it in their own hometown, and we're bringing it to them. And it's pretty neat, they've got it figured out to where, they can social distance and make everything work according to the guidelines. And we're just blessed to be able to go out and do it.
And you're going to be doing it again this spring with Mac Powell and Kane?
Yeah, we just announced 25 dates with Mac Powell and Kane, and we've got about 25 more that we're about to announce. So altogether, roughly 50 shows between the end of March and the end of June. And I don't think we can get there fast enough.
How is this different than what you're used to?
Well, it's not glorious. I can tell you that. It's there's no green rooms. There's no really nice. I mean, it's kind of roughing it. It's almost like a camping trip. We pretty much lived on our bus. We took a bus out that had a shower, and we pretty much were on that bus all day, showered on the bus, and got ready for the shows, because there were days that you might be 45 minutes to an hour from a hotel, and you just you made it work. So we played a lot of cornhole and a lot of horseshoes and stuff like that, just to kind of pass the time. But I mean, it was fun. I mean, we were just grateful to be there and be doing it.
Is this what you envisioned for yourself as a kid, looking back now?
No, honestly, I didn't. I mean, I felt like as a kid growing up, there was something bigger out there for me. Whenever I was a kid growing up, I thought it was going to be sports, and that's what I, grew up playing basketball. And it wasn't until an injury that, kind of ended my basketball career, and that's when I picked up a guitar. But I do remember, like, from very early on in playing music, feeling like there's something about this that, I think could go somewhere one day, but I didn't realize it would take me down the path it took me down, and I didn't realize it would, end up where I'm at now. But I'm just, like I said, man, I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful that God can use broken and messed up people and do something with them.
I love it. I love it indeed. We are all broken, messed up people, and thank God he can make use of us. I understand that in addition to your singing, you're sort of a passionate cook these days as well.
Oh yeah, I do love to cook, man. We actually had started a thing called a meet and greet that we were doing before COVID hit, where we were doing a 50-person kind of dinner experience before my shows. And I had a chef that I'd met out in Napa Valley a few years ago that was touring with us at the time. And it was a pretty cool thing. And we've been working on a cookbook together, and he's actually going to come out and cater for the drive-in tour for the bands and everything, try to kind of make it a little more nice, something that feels a little comforts of home. But I'm hoping to be rolling out a cookbook in the future and some things like that. So I love cooking.
Nice. What are some of your favorite things to prepare?
My wife got me a pasta maker for Christmas, and so I've been making a bunch of fresh pasta, and I've gained about 8 or 10 pounds, I think. That's another story. But no, I love chicken carbonara, chicken parm. I love a good steak on the grill, and I've been doing steaks in a cast iron pan now lately. But I mean, honestly, I love to find a recipe and then take it and make it one time, and then kind of, go from there and see what I can do to make it a little bit more of my own. So I'm up to try anything.
What's been the biggest surprise for you?
Oh, the biggest surprise. Oh man. Honestly, I think just overall the biggest surprise was sitting at home for a year last year. We were looking at last year to be one of the, honestly, probably my biggest year. We had a 40-date tour that was almost sold out, and had a couple of bands that were blowing up on the radio charts, and everything was looking great. And then you find out you got to go home and just wait till you can go back and play. I think that was probably, a biggest surprise and the biggest blow, honestly, just kind of sucked the life out of you. But I think God, works in those seasons, and it's just like the song "There Was Jesus." I know that he's in that moment. He's there, working something for the good.
Beautiful, beautiful. What can we look forward to? We know you're going to be back on tour. What else is coming?
Well, I did spend some time over quarantine. I recorded a Christmas record this year. So we're going to be releasing a Christmas album in 21, and looking to go out and do a big Christmas tour. So we went down to Muscle Shows recording studios in Fame Studios and Muscle Shows, and we recorded 10 songs, and we kind of tried to reimagine if Wilson Pickett would have taken Christmas songs and kind of rewritten what would that sound like. And I've always loved that sound, that music, and I'm excited about some of the stuff that we come up with.
No, I'm excited. Can't wait to hear that. Who is Zach Williams listening to these days? Who's playing in your ear?
Oh man. Honestly, I've been listening to We the Kingdom's got some amazing music. Their new song "Child of Love" is one of my favorites I've heard in a long time. I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to country music when I'm driving down the highway. Sometimes I listen to Christian music. I'm always listening. I'm a John Mayer fan, so I listen to a lot of John Mayer. I love pop music too. I always look forward to the Grammys every year because I always discover some new artist that I've never heard of, and kind of revives my music and gives me some new inspiration. So, yeah, man, I listen to everything.
How do you prep for the Grammys in a year like this?
Honestly, I think it's awesome because I don't have to go out and buy a suit and get all dressed. I'm not it's so hard for me. I'm a big guy. I'm about 6'6", 240. So it ain't easy to go out and find clothes. I've always got to have them made when I go to some event. So this year I've got a link, to kind of log into, and I guess if I just want to put on shorts and a nice jacket, nobody even knows. But yeah, I think this year is going to be different. Honestly, we would love to be out in Los Angeles, celebrating and hanging out with everybody. But it is what it is, and I'm just fortunate to be a part of it again, and blessed that, like I said, God's finding a way to still use me. So
I'm telling you, the 5th nomination. We're certainly hoping you bring it home again. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it.